Shabby FS Hub. So it looks like we have a very strong structure at this area. We have a price action here, a break of structure and a retest, and a break of a demand floor, break of a supply roof, and return as a demand floor, acceleration, and break of structure. And price return here to respect the structure. I will have a breakout followed by another breakout. And I said at 2711, 2712 is a critical level to watch. And yes, we are sold from that level, and market has returned. A broken supply rule becomes a demand floor, and market is actually pushing up. So the fundamental surrounding SAU remains bullish as a safe haven and a top tier asset. So it's a top choice for central banks and yeah. So I think at this level, SAU is beginning to at 2711, making its way up. There's nothing we can do about this. So the only thing we can do here is to see how we key into the structure of the market. That's the best we can do. And we have this here as a previous structure at this level where we had a break of structure. Let's avoid the body of the candle. It's also valid at this level. So right now, that's our floor. That's our floor. And I like that trend angle. Now let me say something about this level that is very very important. And when I saw it, I felt we should share it to the trading community. Now, after the swing and up and down in the month of November 2024, price created a beautiful price action, and at that level, we have here as a floor, and we have a break of structure. And when price returned, it retested the structure before break of a supply route becomes a demand floor and creates a new high. After we price returned to respect the structure as a demand floor and our bought, came down, broke the structure, and we returned to respect it as a supply roof. Now, this have made this point an important ascending trend line. That in the future, we will continue to see price actions either above or below this trend line. And when price return respected the structure, sold again before break of the supply roof, and price return, a broken supply roof becomes a demand floor, test one, test two, break of structure, price return to a test, affirmed 2,697, close on Friday last week. And today price came respected it Thursday. After respecting that structure, price came down and then ultimately peaked liquidity after testing 2,697 level, broke the structure, came back to retest it. A broken supply route becomes a demand floor, and you can see the retest by 4 hour selling count. And when the candle returned, he respected the structure and bought back at 2,700. And in my call yesterday, I said sell 2,711, take 100 pip and off the market. And price have done exactly that. So what we see here is a classic buying, and the market may be moving on to form an M structure. So it's going up now to form another leg, and I return again to form an M structure. And that M structure is a bearish price action where we're going to see maybe that might be a correction leg. Like we have enjoyed a very serious swing at this level where price creates series of highs, higher high, higher low, 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 take profit, higher high, and price may be setting up to take profit at this level. Yeah, the market take, and if they are doing so, they want to return price at 2,700 level, a psychological demand floor. But I will not be quick to rush into that analysis, and I will not approve of that technical analysis. I will never approve of it. But we'll have a litmus test to see if price breaks that litmus test. Then that will change our bias ultimately, and where we look out for a bearish continuation in line with the bearish impulse we received from the move of 2724, which was the previous areas where market have reacted in the past and shown a significant sell-off. And at this level, we have a beautiful break of structure at this level. You can see that weak rejection in the month of November, Tuesday 05, exactly at 2 p.m. New York session time. We have a break of structure. Look at the rejection candle. The rejection, in fact, today price action came from Wednesday, November 2024. After we price established this rejection level, indicating that this is a strong demand floor and price have bought. And when price returned, it respected the structure and ultimately broke the structure and came down to retest it, still within the zone, came back to retest it, still within the zone, and ultimately price returned again to pay homage to that level, the 2,723, 21, 24, 25 is a strong supply roof. So break of a supply roof will become a demand floor. So we'll look at for New York session, if we have a swing out, maybe from London session or from Asian session, swing out from that level, then we will want to see a possible retest in a New York session where we continue to buy. But however, we must be very skeptical at this level. And I want to point out something worthy of note that the arbitrage in trading is real. And when you look at the readings from brokers, their readings are different. Different broker, different reading. They do not have the same reading. So now we have this structure at this level where price create a demand floor, break of a demand floor, return break of a supply roof, price return to the demand floor, and respect the supply roof after break of structure, and price returns again and ultimately created a head and shoulder pattern break of structure and came here to retest it officially on 4 hours before break of structure. Now this level is contested. The reason this level is contested is because we have a structure at the upper supply roof, which is also a demand floor and break of structure. When price broke this structure, it returned here as a demand floor for T to break the structure, return here to respect it as a demand floor, and return here to respect it as a supply rule. This makes it another psychological 4 hours trend line. What made it psychological? We're looking at the value it brought to price action. So we're looking at the interdependency, interrelationship, how price was able to be held, how price was able to be, disrespected. So we try to look at it and match it, then look out for consistency when structure is respected. And at that point, structure is respected. We key in to look at it and find out if we have an opportunity for buy or opportunity for sell. So what we see here technically is that we do not want to see price breakout from this structure. This is a very strong structure and also a valid price action. A breakout from this level is an indication that price wants to come down to 2,700 level, which is also another strong level to pick up liquidity for uptick. So I will give you a buy idea tomorrow. That this is a potential buy idea at this level. The reason why this place is a potential buy idea because of the price action it provided in the past. And then when you weigh it, you want to clone it. Look at the price action from the bottom. We have already explained that. And when price broke out, came down to retest it in the zone of 2,699 into 2,098 and have opted and closing the market 2,724.88 into zero point 0.9. Now, what happened is if we clone this structure and we place the structure on the close of this rally, we have it exactly at this point, and exactly at this point coincide with our previous price action. So what does that mean? This means that this becomes our new sell roof. So it's not for you to like it, but it's the market is well calibrated. That is one thing we must understand. That analyzing the financial market, every buy and sell, there are people with insider know-how. There are people, special group of people. There are elites with special information, and everything you see about the market is already programmed. So do not think most of the sales just happen accidentally. There is nothing accidental in the financial market. Whether you are trading pairs, either USD, USD JPY, USD, USD ZAR, NZD, USD, whatever, the buy sell zones are programmed. And the monetary policy team have hands in this currency manipulation. And when you look at the yellow metal is influenced by the price action of the greenback. And we saw data report yesterday was so bad, unemployment, high unemployment rate, and the other core data that came out wasn't really in favor of the greenback, and greenback couldn't move. As a result of that, we saw influx of liquidity into gold will ultimately continue to push the price up. But at the moment, gold is overpriced. That is the truth. It's overpriced. And if we need institutional investors to come into this, the price has to come down. They need to see price come down. If price come down, they do dollar cost averaging, then they can, put in new liquidity to see price move up again. But at the moment, price is overpriced, and I will say it again. Yeah, gold is overpriced. Okay, so as much as we are following market structure by structure, let us not forget that the market is overpriced. And as a businessman, as an entrepreneur, nobody wants to buy high. You buy high, the price drop, you lose money and you feel bad. Or let's say you're a hedge fund manager, you're managing institutional capital. You can't come in and gamble with it. You want to get into the market at the best possible position. You want to enter into the market. It is a bullish market. You're looking for a higher low. So when market creates a higher low, you get in so that you want to go higher high. Then depending on your risk appetite, you may want to close your trade or break even. So what we see here is this level 14, 11, 12 is contested on 4 hours. If I see a break of this structure at this level, I will ultimately wait for price to retest it to affirm that this breakout is with intention to further drop price by extra 100 people. But if that doesn't happen, this remains a buy structure. The structure we have here remains a valid buy structure until we have a break of structure from this level. And one of the things we must look at is that this cycle is not yet complete. To complete this cycle, let me show something that must happen here. That price have created here a demand floor, move on here to create a supply roof, and when it returns again, we have this structure at this level, and price rallied again to create another supply roof. Price returns again and comes again here, but failed to update the roof finally, right? So what we see now that price has made its way out and managed to return to this zone and is coming here on retest, is technically coming here for a potential final retest in the zone of 2,760. So from where price is today close, if we have now we're going to check our economic calendar to see what we have, and we will pair it with the explanation to this chart. So if we have economic calendar coming tomorrow and the economic calendar doesn't favor the greenback and we continue to have non-clear directional bias for greenback, then it could bring in more liquidity into the yellow metal. So if that happens, then we will have opportunity to move about 400 people again into the roof where we begin to look at the potential bearish drop. So at this level, I think it's a correction to my previous sell zone where I mentioned 2,646 and into 45. So I'm extending it into 2,642 based on the price action we have here. If you look at what price have done at this level, price have rallied, got to this roof and dropped, and from this level rallied, got to this roof and drop. So we must clone this structure and allow price to travel at this same distance. And if price travel at this same distance, this becomes your sell zone. And at this level, it's a break of all the highs. So you remember the strategy is to sell at the break of a previous high. So now, the good thing is that the market will not see the right sell liquidity until we take away all the sell structure at this level. The market has to assume it's buying, infinitesimal buying. So a lot of them here might think that the market will just come back quickly. The market moved by 400 people. Nobody can withstand 400 people of loss. I can say it again. No matter how educated you are, nobody's going to withstand 400 people loss. No matter your stop loss, no matter your account size, even on 0.01, the smallest account. If you have a $100 account and you allow 400 people draw from a $100 account, you're going to be left with $60. So this is how we manage to analyze market in a way we like, and we analyze it based on the structure of the market and allow it to play out. So what we see here potentially is a case of market filling its distance of travel. You see, when the rally picked from here, from the floor to the roof, a return from the floor to the roof, and this time we updated the floor, but failed to update the roof. Now we are coming down to update the roof, and if we update this roof, hopefully we are hoping that our 2711, 2712 will provide a buy impetus. So on that level, price will move and come down to 2759 into 2760 for a potential bearish opportunity. So this is what we see. This is what we see, and it's been a nice opportunity to see that we have one more conference at this level. This remains also very critical to us because I want to see price in the future make its way back into this level. So if price returns into this level, I have a belief that we might not be able to get to this zone. At this level, we begin to see a potential resistance to upswing. This is also very important price action, a very important price action. The reason is because when price manage to break this, if there's a bridge of this price action, it will ultimately usher in a new era of buy momentum. Why am I saying so? Now we're going to look at the structure and see the significance of this trend line. This is an ascending trend line ETL with a strong break of structure characteristics. It has broken structure and perfectly retested, affirming that zone as a strong ascending trend line with institutional property. Why am I saying institutional property? Let's look at what it has done. Price came here, created a demand floor, and have bought actively. In fact, it went up aggressively up to this level. When price returned to this level again, it bought again, create a massive high, right? Now, the two buy positions have formed an ascending trend line. Ascending trend line, two, three lines can form an ascending trend line. You can cut across either as SR or as RS, right? You can cut out as SR or as RS. The most important thing is that we want to pick out the areas of market reaction. So at this level, when price return again, respected the struggle. So this is one of the strongest price action we have here. And I'm sorry to say that the the 47 level might still trigger. So we are going to indicate the two levels, 47 level and the 60 level. So whichever one that comes first, but there's a very strong price action at this level. When price came again, it respected before the break of structure. After break of structure, price came down here to retest the structure. A broken demand floor becomes a supply roof. Do not forget that, but you must be able to know the structure of the market and what trend angle are you playing on. So if you know your trend angle, it gives you a clear directional bias and you try to clone it in the future and see if the price action align with price movement. So now what we have here is the sellers are taking over the market. They are reacting. We want to see a break of structure. If we have a break of structure at this level, so be it. So if you have a break of structure at this level, then you know that market is respecting this layer and want to sell down in this manner. I want to sell down in this manner because at this zone of 2,721 into 26 is a sell zone. This is a sell zone. So if price begin to respect this structure, besides we have a breakout of structure from this level, if you decide to respect it, so be it. That means that SAU buyers have given up. But this is not the time to draw final conclusion on the fail of buy momentum. This is not the time. This remains a critical sell roof where every time price returns, we have got a serious trigger to price. So at this level now we are having a breach, either 13, 14, 11 will hold, but I think the 4 hours candle might do 3 hours bearish drop, and at the close of the last 1 hour, market will trace back to respect the structure. But however, if we have a break and close below this structure, then you know that we are losing bullish momentum. If price breaks below this line, 4 hours candle break below this structure, we are losing momentum. What that means is that when it returns, we are going to retest it as a broken demand floor to become a supply roof. On that note, we begin to look to contest with the last floor. And if we break the last floor, that is the end of the buy rally. That's the end of the buy rally. I don't care what's going on, but all I can say is that the price of the yellow metal is overpriced. So from business perspective, I don't think a lot of institutions may be willing to buy gold at the current price from what the structure is doing. So if they come here and then this becomes an institutional order zone, this becomes a bearish order block. But what it means is that institutions don't want to buy above this price. That is what it signifies. So if we have this area respected and we have a break of structure from this level, then that means that this becomes a new cap